live. Not really. Welcome, guys, to another episode of Tormented, where I torment your mind until you're set free. How do you like that? That's a good slogan. No, Tuli, no. This is Tuli, my dog. She's trying to get in the camera. No, Daddy is busy now. Okay, go with your mom. Anyways, guys, I've been busy for the past couple weeks, so that's why I haven't showed up here in a while. I had a lot of time to contemplate and think about different things. Oh, there she is. Hey, baby. No, Daddy is busy. You want to say hi? Say hi to everybody. Hi, guys. All right, go. Anyways, guys, sorry about that. Pause for cuteness. I had a lot of time to contemplate, on a couple of things that I believe are important and I want to share with you guys. I have a couple of things to talk about today, so I might do part 1 and part 2. We'll see. First thing I want to talk about is I had a situation this week, actually a couple of days ago, that forced me to go back to my why and think about why I'm doing this. Why do I want to be an actor? Why do I want to act? Why am I in this business? Why am I in this industry? And am I doing this for the right reasons? Because this situation that I'm about to tell you guys got me really thinking, but I think it was good because it put my mind in the right place where it needed to be, I guess. Or at least it made that idea more concrete, if that makes any sense. So I have reestablished my why, or I have thought about it all over again, and now it's more solid. I feel like my foundation is stronger now. So basically, the situation was I had an audition, and like a lot of auditions, the conditions were not the best. I had to work as a local. I had to put myself, I had to pay out of pocket for accommodations. I had to put myself up in a hotel, had to just take myself there. And it's an independent project, ultra low budget SAG, which doesn't pay very well. So I'd be basically paying to work, or I'd be breaking even. That's the best scenario. I'd be breaking even. So I had this audition and I was very busy with my other things because I have to work to survive. So I was very busy that week, and then the audition comes in. And instead of being happy for the opportunity, I became annoyed that I had an audition to tape. And I was just annoyed. I didn't want to do it. I was procrastinating and leaving it to the last minute. I knew I had a couple of days to do it. So I'm like, oh, I'll just do it, it was due on Monday, this past Monday. And I was like, I'll just do it on Sunday night and I'll turn it in. So I was really dragging it, and I didn't want to do it. It was Sunday afternoon. It was my first day off after a really, really hard week of work. It was very hard. A lot of hours, a lot of driving, not a lot of sleep. And then Sunday was the first day I had off to rest and chill and enjoy my time off and wake up whenever I wanted to. And then it hit me. Oh shit, I gotta tape that audition. I gotta turn it in. Otherwise, my manager will kill me. And once again, I became annoyed. I was like, I don't want to do this. It's ultra low budget. The pay is shit. I have to drive myself there. I have to put myself up in a hotel. I have to take money out of my pocket.
Well, hello there. It's been a while. What Arthur is getting at is quite simple. The moment you believe an opportunity is beneath you, you begin to lose touch with the craft itself. Actors act, not just when it's perfect, but especially when it isn't. Ego says, this is not for me. The craft says, this is the work. So the question is no longer about the opportunity, but whether you're still willing to show up for it.
And then I decided to go for a run. I'll tell you guys, one of the best things for you to contemplate and set your mind straight. An exercise that involves repetitive movement, either running, cycling, swimming. You pick your favorite. Even if it's walking, just go out and walk a little bit. Mine was running. I went out jogging, and that's something I got from my dad. My dad would tell me, he doesn't run as much anymore because he's got a knee problem, but he used to run his whole life. He always went for a jog, and he said that was his time of peace and contemplation and meditation, and that's the time where he got the best ideas. And all the solutions for his problems came during that jog, during that run. So I took his advice and I started doing that. So I went for a jog, I went for a run. During the run, I started complaining again about the audition and the conditions. And then I was like, dude, turn on your bullshit meter. All right, snap out of it. You sound like a little bitch. Stop complaining. You have to turn this in. Just do it. It's an opportunity. So what that the conditions are not the best? I'm not working. I'm not a working actor right now. So I got to take whatever opportunity appears to me. I would be stupid to not do this, to not take on this opportunity, at least to audition for it. There's so much more positives than negatives in this situation that it's just like it's a no-brainer for an actor. And then that's when the phrase hit me. something that I told myself a long time ago. Actors want to act. And I told myself, I said, Arthur, actors want to act. If you don't want to act when you have an opportunity, maybe you're in the wrong business. Have you ever asked yourself that? Have you ever looked in the mirror and said, why do you want to be an actor? Am I in this for the right reasons? I'm like, here I have it. I have an opportunity to showcase my acting, to act, to characterize and create a character. And, no, my dog's trying to climb on my lap again. No, blah, blah. And there I had it. I had the opportunity in front of me, and I was making up excuses in my mind not to do it because I was lazy. And not just that, I was acting from my ego. I was arrogant, and I was above the opportunity. I was putting myself above because I was reacting from an egotistic place. My ego was inflated. I was like, this project is not good enough for me. Stupid Arthur. Stupid me. So when I told myself actors want to act, that's when I snapped out of it. And it's funny because I know so many people that are like that. They are above it all. They are above all opportunities. They're above all projects. They just act like their shit don't stink. And it's a bunch of nonsense. We as artists, we have to put ourselves in a humble position and just do the work when you have an opportunity to do so. Because you never know. The conditions might not be the best, but this small part might lead to another bigger part that might lead to another bigger part that might lead to, I don't know, might lead to a breakthrough. Or even the fact that that the casting director is watching your tape, it's seeing your face. And I say this not to brag about it, but I'm at a level of acting that I know I'm going to do a good job. I know I'm going to do a good audition. It might not be Tom Hardy, Leo DiCaprio level. I might not be, it might not be a superstar audition, an incredible audition, a mind-boggling, mind-blowing audition, but I know I'm going to do a decent job. So I don't know. The casting director is going to watch that. I might not be right for this part, but they might be casting for something else and I might be right for it. If you're not seen, you're not remembered. So keep that in mind. When you start finding excuses not to do your audition and you start, oh, this is not good enough. Oh, they're not paying enough. Just turn on your bullshit meters, snap out of it and say, hey, I'm an actor. Why am I in this business? Because I want to act. Actors want to act. So if actors want to act and they have an opportunity to do so, they do it. Nothing is beneath them. No project, no opportunity. Okay? That's the lesson that I took from it. And I ended up doing it. I submitted it. I haven't heard back from it yet. I might not get a call back, but you never know. We'll see. It was just a couple days ago. So, yep. You gotta stop bullshitting yourself, kid, you're smart, but sometimes you're just stupid. You're dumb, sometimes you just do dumb things and you don't want to do dumb things in this business, in this country. No ticky, no laundry. But I think that's it, guys. There was another thing I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember if I remember. Do I remember? If I remember? I wanted to talk about two things. Oh, yeah. That leads us into audition preparation. How do you prepare for your auditions? So I want to tell you guys what I do, or at least the perfect scenario when I'm able to do that. Well, let's say I haven't really done it that way, but when everything goes well and it's perfect and I have time, that's how I like to do it. Okay. When you get the audition, when I get the audition, what's the first thing I do? I look at the sides. Obviously, I look at the instructions, right? And then I look at the sides. I gather all the notes, all the information that I have, which is usually limited in the first audition. Then I look for some references online of characters that are similar. That's something that I like to do. Some people think that's not a good idea because sometimes they think you get trapped into another actor's way or a certain mannerism from another actor or character that you see that it's already ready and done. But I like to see different options because sometimes I take a little bit from this one, I take a little bit from this, a little bit from that, and I mix and match and I create my own. I look for a few references. I watch a couple of things. Okay, I get the inspiration. And that's everything is quick, guys. I don't spend hours and hours doing this. I don't do lab work for, to build a character for an audition because it's usually a quick turnaround. So you don't want to spend hours, unless you have time in your hands. That's totally fine if you do. After that, I like to read the sides and study my lines until I'm off book. I usually write down my lines. I usually record myself. I usually repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat until I have it down, until I'm not trapped into the words anymore, until I'm free from the script and I can let the creative flow. After that, I pick my wardrobe. I put my wardrobe on my bed and I set up my little studio. I put up my lights, I put up my backdrop, set everything, everything is ready. And then what I like to do, I like to warm up with a physical exercise. I realized that jogging and running is the best way to actually get your engine warmed up as a whole. Even your voice gets warmed up after a jog because you're working that breathing, your blood is circulating, and it's a very complete exercise. So it gets really your whole body warmed up. It's really good for you. So go for a jog or do some sort of physical exercise, some stretching, some pull-ups, some push-ups, sit-ups, squats. Okay. Get your body warmed up, get that energy flowing, and get the tension out. That's really, really important. Just try to free yourself from all the tension as much as you can. And I do that through physical exercise. Jogging for me is the best. And when you're done after a 20, 30-minute jog, you feel relaxed, you know? And after that, you come and you prep, you put on your wardrobe, and then you go to your little studio, you run the lines a few times, and then you tape yourself. If you have a reader, great. If you don't, I've done it so many times. I get the timing. I leave space for the other characters' lines. I memorize the other characters' lines as well, so I can leave that space. And then I record myself after in post-production. You can do that. It's totally fine. Nowadays, you can do it on CapCut, and there's even like a voice effect that you put on your own voice to change your voice, and it actually sounds like a reader. It's crazy. It's really good. Things that technology provides us nowadays. So make use of that. I like to do my tapes by myself. When I have a reader is better, but I don't like to depend on someone else. I don't have people on demand. My wife doesn't like to read with me. So what can I do? So I don't always have someone on demand to help me with the auditions. And the quicker you turn it in, the more chances you have booking. That's not a rule of thumb. It's something that is known. If you turn your audition quick enough, you might have more chances booking. If you leave it for last minute, your chances decrease because the reason is productions like that, they move really fast. So they want to see you. They want to lock it and go. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for today. So that's a little bit of my auditioning process. I'll probably make a video someday of me auditioning and showing, doing like a sort of like a little docu-series, like mini documentary of me doing an audition. So you guys see the process, even the creative process, maybe I can document everything and show you guys how I prepare for my auditions. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Actor Mented. And remember, don't forget why you're an actor and really establish your why. And when you see yourself getting into the whole victim mentality, the whole complaining mentality, the whole egotistic, inflated ego, you're above everything, just turn on your bullshit meter, like I said. Say, hey, bro, you are in this because you love the art, and love is sacrifice. So you make sacrifices. You have an opportunity in front of you, go and do the work. All right. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.